What's up, Cardfighters? Today I'll bring you a V Premium deck profile this time, and it is Reverse Giraffa. Let's hop into it. So for my grade zeros, I'm running 5 draw triggers and 7 crits. I'm opting for this lineup instead of the 8 crit 4 draw because I like the extra draw trigger being in the deck because it can help dig you into your grade 3 Giraffas or other cards that you can need to help you with the deck. Other than that, I just like the extra draw power. You can easily take out the regular draw PG for an 8th crit and just be a little more aggressive that way. Nothing really special with the trigger lineup. For my grade 1s, I am running 4 Pupa Mutant Giraffa, 3 High Class Moth, 4 Brawny Jerks, and 2 Little Dorcas. The reason I'm running for Giraffa grade 1s is obvious reasons. It's part of the chain ride. And when it's written on the vanguard circle, you can discard a normal unit to grab a Giraffa of the same grade that you discarded. So you can discard a grade 2 to get the grade 2 Giraffa. Discard a normal grade 3 to get either OG Giraffa or Reverse Giraffa, depending on what you're missing in your opening hand. High Class Moth. Rest itself, bottom deck unit, countercharge, stops an intercept, and counts as grade 3 and sold. Still one of the best countercharges Mechani ever has. Brawny Jerk. When placed on a rearguard circle, Soul Blast 1, mill the top card of your opponent's deck. If it's a grade 1 or greater, Soul Charge 1. And it gets 6k for the rest of this turn. Then, if it boosts a unit that's attacking grade 3 or greater Vanguard, you can discard 1 to make your opponent discard 1. The discarding skill for Brawny Jerk is the key factor of this deck. You can choose to try and mill your opponent, but by doing that, if you hit a grade 1 or greater, it does increase the chance of Soul Charging a grade 3 Giraffa to help reverse Giraffa's requirements to be met. Then I'm running 2 Little Dorcas, just generic top 5 searcher, try and find OG Giraffa or Reverse Giraffa, get a little bit faster to your hand. Other than that, that's really for the grade 1s. For my grade 2s, I'm running 4 Elite Mutant Giraffas, 4 Sticky Bolas, and 4 Megalar Lancer. Elite Mutant Giraffa makes sense. It's a Giraffa card. It goes to the chain ride and it can help put on massive pressure. It could give you a potential draw if the requirements are met. And it prevents your opponent from moving rearguards in his column, so they can't try and move a stun unit in the front row to the back. Megalar Lancer, simple enough. When it attacks, it gets 2k power for every rested rearguard your opponent controls. Then you can move a rearguard into your soul and prevent intercepting for the rest of this turn. That is another fantastic card to help try and get grade 3 Giraffas into the soul for Reverse Giraffa's requirements. Now, for Sticky Boss. Yes, there are no cards in this deck that let you cradle. That's not why she's in here. And there are no dark faces in the deck. That's not why she's in here. Sticky Boss is only in the deck for draw power. And I will explain when I get to the grade 3s. Other than that, that's it for my grade 2s. For my grade 3s, I am running 4 Evil Armor Sovereign Erupt Giraffa, 4 Evil Armor General Giraffa, and 4 Heal Guardians. Heal Guardians are one of the best trigger units that they could have made. Helps shut down the offensive pressure of your opponent, helps keep you alive longer and all that. Giraffa, fantastic card. When it attacks, counterblast 1, eat a rearguard into your soul. Your opponent calls 2 cards from hand at rest, stun, and their auto effects do not activate. Then he proceeds to get 5,000 power for every Giraffa in soul with a different name. So right there, you can eat up Reverse Giraffa. You can eat up your missing Giraffa parts in your soul and make him stronger. Then if your opponent is at grade 3, he goes critical if you have 2 or more Giraffas in soul. Really great pressure, especially if you need to opt out of the Reverse Giraffa and you feel like you can kill him with just calling 2 from hand and weakening their hand presence and all that. Now, for Sovereign. When this unit attacks, counterblast 1, your opponent calls 1 or more cards from their hand at rest. Auto effects do not activate. If they did not call the exact same amount of grade 3 Giraffas in soul, you get to restand. So if you have 3 grade 3 Giraffas in soul, they must call 3. If they only call 2 or less, you get to just restand in the middle of a Vanguard swing. Also, they must call 1. They cannot opt out of going, I'm going to call 0. They have to call 1. Then you can lock one of your rearguards and restand him. So, fantastic restander for Mechani. This card has a lot of potential going forward in the game. Then his second skill, when your opponent calls a rearguard during your turn, lock one of your rearguards, and your whole front row gets power plus 15,000. So when you make them call cards from their hand, off of his first skill, you can lock 1, 2, or 3 rearguards, depending on how many they call, and you will get an interval of 15, 30, 45k to the front row, which will make it even stronger. Very fantastic card. I'm so glad that Giraffa got this card. Giraffa being one of my favorite Metacon units in the whole entire game. I was so excited when they announced Giraffa was the reverse unit over anything else. Other than that, that's really for the grade 3s. Alright, so the reason why I got the Brawny Jerks and the Bolas in the deck for Sovereign Reverse Giraffa is because of the way I have built this deck to work. So you're going to start the attack off by attacking your opponent's vanguard with a Brawny Jerk that is boosting a rearguard. And let's say you're boosting Elite Mutant Giraffa. You're going to counterblast one, and if they have the requirements, you're going to potentially draw a card. Let's say you draw one. Draw. Now you're going to pay for Brawny Jerk's discard skill. Discard one to make your opponent discard one. Now they are one card less in their hand for what you're about to do next. Now, you attack with Sovereign. Before you proc Reverse Giraffa skill or Sovereign, I like calling him Sovereign. Take a little bit to get used to that. You're going to pay Brawny Jerk skill first. Discard one, make your opponent discard a card. Now they're out 2 cards from their hand. Then you're going to go counterblast one. Now your opponent must call however many cards are in your soul with grade 3 Giraffas. So for this example, I have 2. So now they must call 2 from hand to stop it. But if the game has gone on long enough and you keep getting more drafts in soul, ripping cards out of your opponent's hand is going to make it easier to guarantee a restand, because now you can just lock the Brawny Jerk and get 15k to the front row. Let's say they did not have 2 cards in hand to stop the draft restand, because maybe you might have put on enough pressure, or they just didn't have a good hand and they couldn't really do anything. Now you're guaranteed your restand. But again, as the game goes longer and you keep getting grade 3 drafts in soul, the Brawny Jerk's going to be there to assist you in getting this restand easier. So then, if they call 2, that's fine. They stop the restand, whatever. You just go lock to the Brawny Jerk, 30k to the front row. Then your opponent, let's say they perfect guarded or whatever, drive checks 1, drive check 2, no triggers. Oh, hey, look at that. Reverse Giraffa, which will put 3 drafts in soul for the next ride. Now, for Bolas. Bolas is 30k. Attack with her. You're going to use her skill. Soul Blast 1. Because she's over 20k when she's attacking, draw a card. Bolas is meant to help you get draw power into the deck, along with Elite Mutant Giraffa. It is a very easy condition to reach because it's just 15k to the front row, which will help Bolas proc a lot easier. Does it take soul? Yes. But it's just a very strong situation to keep hand in this deck. From all my playtesting, I did struggle with hand a bit, so I opted for the Bolases over anything else in Mega Colony. Now, we do have a promo called Sweet Cocktail that is only in Japan right now. Hopefully we get it in TCG. And if we do, I will be taking out Bolas for Sweet Cocktail, because she can guarantee a potential retire of a standing unit. But if you're on the offense, you'll be a Soul Blast 1, draw a card, and 5k to the front row, which will make Giraffa Reverse a lot bigger and stronger. Other than that, that's really it for the Reverse Giraffa or Sovereign deck profile. A little bit different because it's not premium, so no G-Zone or anything like that to go over. Other than that, until next time, card fighters, be safe.